Finally, a solution for the Ford Mustang. This is a 14.5 inch screen with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. It does bring in all the factory features, the AC controls, the sports mode on the Mustang, the hazard, the quick start, the factory reverse camera, steering wheel controls, and much more. We're going to show you how to install this bad boy in the Ford Mustang today, and we'll see how it looks in the car. Let's go ahead and install this. Here's the Mustang that we'll be installing the Tesla-style screen on today. I do suggest some power tools or tools in general to be able to remove the screws and other clips behind the dashboard. Some dash removal tools are also useful, and some cloths to protect the gear knob shifter and other dash trim parts in the Mustang. Let's go ahead and install the Tesla-style screen. Okay, you're going to go ahead and start from the passenger side, of course from the left side for the right-hand drive vehicles, vice versa for the left-hand drive vehicles. You're going to go ahead and tug on this plastic right over here, just the silver plastic, nothing else. And you're going to go ahead and pry this off just like that. You need to go ahead and remove this air vent trim next. Please use balanced pressure to slowly pry out the whole piece. It's just on clips, there are no other screws. And just like that, I've removed that piece. You can go ahead and put it aside. This will reveal two bolts right there. Next, you want to remove this little piece of plastic here between the 12-volt cigarette port and the factory USB port. It's just a piece of plastic and you need to remove it with a dash removal tool. And just pry it from the left-hand side, jiggle it around a little, and eventually it'll pop out just like that. And then you can go ahead and simply slide out that piece there, and that will reveal two bolts, 1 and 2. Now you need to go ahead and remove 4 7mm bolts, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. When pulling out this dash trim here, you can't just pull it straight out towards you. You need to pull it out and slightly push it up and then pull it out towards you again. Remember that you do need to remove about 4 connectors behind the trim before removing it. Once removing this trim over here, 3 connectors are fairly easy to remove, but then you have the factory USB port connector, which is a little tough. It's not a press remove. You have to lift the upper plastic clip and then the bottom plastic clip in order to slide this out. It's not a press, it's a lift, clip and remove. We can go ahead and start removing the screen on 4 bolts, also 7mm. Then you can go ahead and gently pry out the factory screen. There are 3 connectors behind the screen. Go ahead and disconnect those before removing the screen. Once you've gone ahead and disconnected the screen, the next would be the head unit. Let's go ahead and disconnect that. 4 bolts, again 7mm. Let's go ahead and slide out the head unit. You can go ahead and disconnect all the connectors behind the head unit. Only 4 connectors behind the head unit. Very easy, all on press button clips. Once you've disconnected those, you can go ahead and put aside the head unit. The best way to go about it is to go ahead and connect all the connectors to the back of the screen, then go ahead and connect all the connectors with the factory connectors. In the package, you will be provided a small bracket with 2 holes and a split in the middle. This just simply goes over here, bolted in with the 2 factory bolts, and then once that's on securely, this split here will go in with the connector or the clip just at the bottom of the Tesla-style screen. Everything is plug and play and only fits in one spot with the factory connectors, so it's very easy. Let's go ahead and start with this. Once you've gone ahead and connected the camera input harness, you will have a yellow cable. Grab the yellow one, it's labeled CCDV, and you'll grab the camera harness, you'll plug that into the Tesla-style screen, reveal the brown connector, which is the CCDV, so that's the camera done, and then this will connect to the factory harness. You'll then want to go ahead and grab the power harness, plugging in the black connector first to the top of the screen. Once you've connected the black connector, you then want to go ahead and grab the white connector inside this power harness and connect it to the bottom half of the screen. Just like that. You'll then have a little pink connector coming out of the main and power harness. You just want to go ahead and connect that to the top there. It only fits in one spot, just like that. We still have a few more connectors coming out of the main harness. This is the power harness. This will go straight to this connector down here, the one that goes to the head unit. So we'll prep that ready to be connected once mounting the screen. This same thing. You also have aux right and left channels for audio. We connected the camera harness earlier. This also has aux left and Right, so go ahead and connect these two together. They only connect in one spot. They are the same color and they've been color coded purposely for you to connect those together. And here we are. We've connected the RCAs coming from the main power harness to the RCAs coming from the camera harness. There is also on the same harness a microphone input. You'll connect the microphone that Nifty City provides and go ahead and string it up anywhere on the dashboard, anywhere that pleases you. I would suggest maybe somewhere around this area. Next in the box we have the radio antenna, so go ahead and connect that to the Tesla-Style Screen, and then you'll go ahead and connect this to the factory radio connector behind here. Next you want to go ahead and connect the USB ports that were provided by Nifty City, and here we are. Let's go ahead and connect that. It only fits in one spot, not to worry. Next we'll talk about this thing here. It's a connector that retains your factory USB port in the armrest. As you can see, we have a factory USB port. Go ahead and connect this side to the USB inputs of the Tesla screen, just like that, and then you'll go ahead and connect this side to the connector coming out of the dashboard. We've got 3 items left to talk about: the 2 antennas which strengthen the signal between your phone and the screen for wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, and then you have the SIM card adapter. You can go ahead and connect that to the back of the screen, then you can connect a SIM card to the back of it. The Tesla-Style Screen and all its relevant connectors are ready to be hooked up to the dashboard. The best way to work is to grab some cloths, put them around the transmission area and the gear knob shifter, then go ahead and support the screen with one hand. If you have another person, that would be great, but otherwise support the screen with one hand, let it rest on the gear knob shifter and connect whatever connectors you need to connect from there. Once you're done connecting the 3 or 4 connectors, you can go ahead and mount the screen on. And there we are. Look at that. It sits so perfectly. What you need to do is test everything. Test the sports mode, the engine stop start, the AC controls, hazard lights, steering controls, everything. You want to test everything and make sure it works. Go ahead and try Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. As you can see here, these are all the apps directly on the actual screen. We can change our ambient light set here on the side. As you can see, we can select blue or red, and that changes it to red. And the surrounding is all red backlit. So if you want to change it to the same as the color on the cluster, blue would probably match that. So there we go. And then we can go ahead and try the AC, turn on the fan, make sure it all works, which it does. That's amazing. And then we can bring up the full AC board and turn it off from there. That all works. Temperature works, which is great. Hazard light, that works. Steering controls work. Let's have a look. I'm not going to play the audio too loudly in case of any restrictions. Okay, switching tracks. Cool, that all works very well. Easy as that. And then we'll go ahead and try the steering controls for phones. And one other thing we have is the factory heated and cooled seats. That will integrate into the AC screen of the Tesla-Style Screen. And then once you're happy with everything, you've mounted the screen, you've tested all the factory functions, you can go ahead and put the 2 screws back up here with the 2 factory bolts. We'll go ahead and put the car back together and we can go ahead and play around with this unit. Once you're happy with everything, that's it. That's all it is. This just goes back on clips, and the trim below it just goes back on clips. So there's no screws or anything else needed. Once you've put those 2 bolts above the screen, go ahead and test everything one final time and make sure everything's working. Apart from enjoying functions inside Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can go ahead and enjoy the functions directly on the screen. That includes Netflix, Disney Plus, or any other functions on the screen directly. From Google Play Store, you can download any apps you like. I haven't signed into that one. You can also enjoy an onboard digital equalizer, clock, not sure why that's useful, file browser if you want to connect USBs for movies or audio. You can go ahead and use SiriusXM. Here we also have an app that you can open to view the reverse camera. Not only can you switch into the reverse camera using the gear knob shifter when you switch into reverse, you can go ahead and surf the net as well, and you can do many other things on this screen. The opportunities are endless. I hope my video was helpful today. If you want one of these screens for your Mustang, please go ahead and visit www.niftykity.shop and you can grab yourself a screen over there, or you can visit all their other products for many other vehicles, makes and models they have on their website. If you have any questions, please drop them down in the video below, or please go ahead and reach out to Nifty City. That's the end of this video, guys, and I hope to see you on the next one. Take care.
We go.